So this story comes from BuzzFeed
Can't wait.
from user Leah49A02F220. And it says, I agreed to meet up with a guy I knew through a mutual friend. We decided to drive around for about an hour, just talking and getting to know one another. It was going well, so we started making out. Then he whispered to me, would you pee in my mouth? With a funnel. I like that he added the funnel. With a funnel.
How considerate.
I know. Luckily, my cousin texted me and I said I had to leave. As he got out of the car, he asked me how much I usually pee so he could buy me a funnel at the store. I blocked him as soon as he got out of my car.
Oh my God. I'm speechless.
He's very considerate.
So considerate.
Sex,
Relationships
careers,
and just plain life from the experience of two Latina actresses.
welcome to V Unfiltered.
Oh, a funnel.
I don't get it though. Like, what size funnel would you need? How would you know how much do you pee, and then what size funnel do you need? Is it going to spill over?
Like, no, I'm concerned. Like, what concerns me is that he thought, like, the whole thought process of, I want her to pee in my mouth, but with a funnel, but then I need to know the quantity of her usual, and then he needs the specific size funnel for her. No, I can't.
What's funny to me is that he says, "Can you pee in my mouth?" with a funnel. Like, I think, isn't it enough to say pee in my mouth? Isn't that like a surprise enough? And then go with a funnel.
Yeah, like this,
how is this better?
The specifics.
Yeah. Is it not messy? That's why. it's like, listen, pee in my mouth, but don't worry, it's not going to be messy because I got a funnel.
Like, hey, I got a funnel.
Amazing. Hey, I'm Vanessa Tomasino.
I'm Maria Bruson.
Welcome to episode 3. And today we're going to have a lot of fun because we are talking about weird dates and situationships, strangers, situationships, and our very own situationships.
Yep. So why don't you go ahead and explain or tell us what a situationship is?
The thing is, a lot of people don't know what it is. It's been happening forever. But I don't think anybody has really paid attention to, I'm stuck in a situationship.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I have to tell you that in my case, most of my situationships have been in Canada and the States. Like, I haven't had a situationship in El Salvador.
Me neither.
Right?
The only situationship that I had was in the States when I was in college.
You see? We're onto something, scientists right here. Okay, so the definition, of course, out of a meme, this is not scientific. It says situationship. Let's just chill, have sex, and be confused on the fact that we're not together, but have official emotions for each other.
Yeah.
Situationship.
Sounds about right.
What does it mean though? Like, it's just hanging out with someone. You're having sex with that person. You clearly like that person. The other person tells you, I really like you, but we're not together.
Let's just be confused.
Let's be confused together. And so here's a situationship starter pack if you want to get into a situationship. And here we go. 1, you have to say, I don't want anything serious from the get-go.
Okay.
Right? So that we all know what's happening.
Okay, noted.
2, we can have sex though.
Okay.
Not serious, but let's get it on.
Yeah.
Okay, great. 3, let's go with the flow. My favorite. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's just go with the flow. Let's not think too much about this, okay? 4, still don't want a relationship. That has to be really clear. Mm-hmm. Throughout, your time
3
with that
months
person.
In, 6 months in,
yes.
A year in.
You still don't want a relationship. Okay. 5, sex though, always good. We keep going. 6, don't talk to anyone else. So you're not officially dating, but he also doesn't want you to talk to anybody else.
You're exclusive?
Yes, you're exclusive, but
not serious.
Yes, and nobody knows. Okay. And nobody really knows what's happening. Great. 7, a bond I love this one. A bond is better than a title.
Oh.
See, that's sweet. That's romantic. A bond, honey, you and me, we have chemistry. It's just us. Oh, but don't tell anybody about us. Like,
Yeah.
we are not really anything.
Mhm.
Oh, situationships. Number 8, we don't need a title. Twice.
Twice.
Number 9, unofficial but loyal. Oh, that's
Exclusive.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, making sure that whoever is coming our way with better intentions, we say bye to because we are loyal to our situationship who does not want a relationship.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Or title.
Or title. And number 10, not together, but don't act single. What does it mean?
My God.
What does it mean, people? What does it mean? So
what does it mean?
that's your that's your situationship starter pack, everybody.
Okay.
If you want to get into a situationship.
Pretty accurate, honestly. So I feel like nobody really knows they're in a situationship until it's probably over. At least for me. Now looking back, who I thought was like my ex-boyfriend, now I realize it was a situationship, like 100%. And it's so sad because I feel like I lived a lie. And like I don't know if he felt the same way or if he feels the same way as me.
I don't know.
It's so weird to think about it. But when I was preparing for this episode, I was looking up worst situationships ever on Reddit.
Yes.
And I found this one that just it was too good to be true.
Awesome, let's go.
It goes. I was casual with a guy and reconnected recently. I went to go visit family, and while I was gone, he got married to another girl, and a month later, they had a baby. I had no idea there was another girl, and I had recently seen him on Tinder. I've been to his apartment, and he supposedly lived alone. There was never any signs of anyone else living there. Once again, we were casual. I wasn't even upset about seeing him on Tinder. I messaged him about it, but never got a response. He finally responded and he had the audacity to call me a psycho after I confronted him.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Wow.
Like they were hooking up for months and then she went away for a couple of weeks and he got married.
and I had a baby.
How crazy.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, oh my gosh. What do? You can't really know anybody. Even if you're in a relationship, you always get surprised occasionally by your partner. And you're like, oh, okay, that's who you are. Okay. Imagine a situationship where you're not really anything, but you still assume everything's fine. And then it's like, he's married.
I think that's the worst part of situationships. Like the uncertainty and like not being able to speak up if something's like bothering you because you're not official.
Yeah.
There's no labels. You're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
No.
So it's just a whole bunch of confusion all around. It gives me anxiety, honestly.
But what's the point, though? There's a really good point. Is that everyone's single. Listen to this. Dating nowadays is impossible. No one is really single. We are all in like 6 imaginationships, 2 situationships, and hung up on our toxic ex who ain't shit.
Yes. That pretty much summarizes my entire college love life.
your college experience.
Yeah.
But it's really messed up. Because how do you get out of a situationship? Do you break up with a person? Because you can't break up with that person because you're not really dating him. So, but also if you just walk away, it's weird. It's like one day you're there and the next you aren't.
You know, I was talking to a girlfriend the other day and we were talking about actually situationships and or the beginning of a relationship.
Yeah.
And the worst breakups are the ones that when you break up something that never happened.
Yeah.
Because like it never happened. You're like breaking up something that's imaginary. Like that's the worst kind of pain. Yes. The worst kind of heartbreak.
Well, and also I think you also wonder, like you wonder if the potential was there. Like, for example, for me, if I'm in a situationship and everything's going great, and then something's off, and then the person disappears or I disappear, then the question is always, what happened? because there was potential. So it's almost like you put all of your effort in that
Yes.
potential. And so it's really hard to break up with the idea of the potential because you never really hit that roadblock. It's not like a relationship. It's so easy to get out of a relationship because you know what's wrong immediately.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to be with this person because I no longer feel safe. I don't like him, blah, blah, blah. Whatever the case may be, it's clear. In a situationship, it's always like, why did he stop calling? Why did I walk away? Maybe we were both scared. Maybe we didn't communicate. You know, it's always all these
That happens
potential.
all the time because I think you also idealize your partner and
Yes.
you romanticize and you fall in love with their potential. But
Yes.
my psychologist told me, like,
nice therapy.
Your therapy,
Mhm.
like, you never know if they're going to reach the potential you see in them.
Yes.
So if they don't want to reach the potential that you see in them, then it's not going to happen. Like, it's imaginary. Like,
Yes.
you don't know if it's going to happen or not.
Yeah.
Because you can see the potential in someone else, but that person may not even believe they can be
that's such a good point.
What you see in them.
That's such a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah, that helped me so much get over failed situationship one time.
That's so
true. I was like, but I see him like my children's father, and I see him like, you know, doing this and doing that, and us together and working and, you know, fighting for our dreams together, traveling. She's like, yeah, but that's what you see in him, and like the potential you see in him.
It never happened.
But it hasn't happened. It's like, it's hypothetical. It's imaginary. It's not. It's like future. It's not present.
It's like the imaginationship in your head.
Yeah, imaginationship. So it's crazy.
It's true. Because the thing is, women, we always see potential in men. I don't know how, this is why we're having a guy in our next episode of V Unfiltered, because we need to ask them this stuff. It's like, we don't know what goes through their head, but if they don't like a girl, it's like, okay, that's it. No. If they just want to have sex with her, it's like, let's have sex. Let's do it. Let's get it over with. It's clear, right? Yeah. But with women, we're like, okay, he's funny. He's making me laugh. He's a 3, but I can see potential in him. Like, he could be a 7 if he changes the way he dresses. Yeah. And maybe if he speaks another language, I can teach him how to do that. You know, like, you start thinking about the potential. It's like, he makes a lot of money, but he doesn't know how to administrate his money. Maybe if I help him with that, maybe we can travel the world together, because that money can be put into flights. See?
Us women, well, I mean, not only us, I think a lot of people fall in love with the potential.
Yes. And we will see potential. I will always see potential. It doesn't matter how lame this person may be. Or maybe now I wouldn't, but I did before. I would always see potential, and I would believe in them. Like, I'd be like, you know what? You are handsome in your very own way. You know, you are smart in a different kind of smart. Like, I always think of potential. But the truth is, we can't fall in love with the potential. We can only fall in love with the actions.
The present.
Exactly. So no, we can't stop. We have to stop doing that. Listen to this one. This is funny. This one is from BuzzFeed as well. This is the shocking party treat. So I met up with a guy on Tinder, and we seemed to click. Fast forward into the date, and he disappeared and came back holding a sandwich-sized bag half full of what looked like broken glass. Crack.
Oh my God.
My Tinder date had crack.
Oh my God.
I politely declined the offer, and then I had the opportunity to sneak out and exit.
Oh my God.
Like, what do you do? It's like, hey, I got some crack.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Worst Tinder date ever.
Wow.
Yes, that's scary.
See, that's what I really admire, like we said in the first episode, I really admire people who put themselves out there, because I don't know how I would react to like a situation like that.
I don't know. I don't think I would go. I wouldn't go to the date. I'd be so scared.
Such cowards.
We are cowards. We apologize. This is the life that we live. Maybe it's our conservative mentality from El Salvador, or maybe it's that we live in such a dangerous country that we're like, okay, he could kill us. You know, like now. Yeah. No, we wouldn't. We are even scared of getting into Ubers in El Salvador, because you never know. So imagine going, and there's the name of the person and with all the info. Imagine going out with a guy on Tinder that you really don't know who that person is.
It's scary.
No. I'm not doing that. Let me tell you about my worst situationship.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's so pathological. It's so sad too. This was way a long time ago. And I was madly in love. I wasn't in love, people. It was just a crush. This is before therapy, so I didn't really know what love was. But I just really liked this guy. He was an actor like me, and we had met in set and everything. He was not attractive at all. Like, I mean, there's something. He was, sexy in his own way, but he was maybe like 1 out of 10. He was like a 5, know. He also was not smart. He was kind of funny, but I loved him. I just saw a challenge and I'm like, I'm going for it. So then we started going out and I'm meeting his friends. We're not labeling anything. We're hanging out. I'm going to his place. Ironically, he lived across the street from me. So I would walk. This is so sad. I would cross the street with my blanket and my pillow. And I would sleep over. And I would invite myself to the sleepover. I'd be like, I would call, be like,
so I can imagine you like walking with your
yeah, right? Yes. Just crossing the street. I'd be like, hey, what are you doing? He was like, hey, nothing, just chilling, watching a movie. I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, my phone. Oh, cool. So do you want to hang out? He's like, sure. Want to come over? Yeah, I'm coming over. Bye. And then I cross the road with my blanket, with my pillow. Super cute. Okay. We're having lunch one day, and out of nowhere, he goes, I want to, I once really liked this girl. And I'm like, oh, yeah, thinking maybe it's me. And then he goes, I liked her because she had tattoos all over her face. I was like, what? She had tattoos all over her face. I have no tattoos on my body, not on my face. If anybody knows, you know me really well. Other people, you don't know me really well, but this is me. I am glitter pink. I don't have tattoos. I have no piercings. I'm fairly rainbow bright.
Yeah.
And he's telling me that the girl he loved the most in his life was a girl that was tattooed all over her face and wore black. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But I still stayed, people, because it's a situationship. So I'm there. I'm going, okay, she sounds like fun. She's edgy, right? I'm like,
he's edgy.
He introduces me to his family. His family is loving me because they're like, she is put together, she's educated. She speaks multiple languages. I'm like, oh, I'm going to get married, And then out of nowhere, he just stopped calling me.
Oh.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, he just disappeared. And I said, screw this. I don't need, this was after like 10 months.
10 months later.
And after meeting his family and everything. Screw this. I'm no longer taking my blanket and my pillow to across the road. And I was so angry. I booked a ticket to Paris. And I'm like, I'm going to forget him in Paris. I did not forget him in Paris. I just spent a lot of money for no reason. And then I came back, still not calling me. And months go by. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, it's over, right? Then people, a year and 2 months later, he calls me. I look at my phone. I'm like, what's happening? Should I pick up? Like, what's going on? Of course I picked up because I'm still in love with him, right? So I pick up. I'm like, hey. It's like, hey, you. I hate when people call me, hey, you. It's dehumanizing. I have a name. He's like, hey, you. I'm like, hi. Long time no see. He goes,
oh, typical.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I need you to do me a favor. Do you have a printer? Yeah, I have a printer. Okay, so my friend's gonna come over, and can you help her? She needs to print something. So this girl comes over to my house. This beautiful, extremely thin, gorgeous girl comes to my house. And she's like, hi, can I borrow your printer? He said I could use your printer.
Oh my God.
And I'm going, you did not just send your new girlfriend to my house to use my printer after ghosting me for 10 months or whatever months, how many months they were.
Oh my God.
He did. And I printed.
And you still printed her stuff.
I did. I printed the documents for her. She was super nice, and I wished her well. She went on her merry way.
Oh my god.
Sad. That's one of my worst situationships. Mm-hmm.
I
Isn't it
love
sad?
I love how you cross the road with your blanket.
With my pink blankets? Yeah, to this
That's so cute.
guy's house who did not care about me. Yes, it was really sad. I mean, I like to think it was cute. I like to think that they're learning lessons, for all of us.
Yeah.
The story doesn't end there, though. I wish it ended there, but it didn't.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm.
This is what happened years later. I'm saying years later, people. So at this point, I became this amazing woman, super assertive. I was educated because I went to university, And then I run into him and my heart starts pounding again. I'm like, no. I'm over him. Like, it's not happening. It's done. He has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I start doing the math, and he
God,
had a kid right after, like, maybe weeks after he broke up. Well, after he ghosted me, because he didn't break out with me. He ghosted me. Okay? No. Yes. So the kid's like, yeah. And I'm looking at the kid going, what? I couldn't believe it. Anyway, he brings the kid to work. And I'm like, oh, hi, because he's really cute, right? I'm like, oh, hi. Okay. Then we're both working. And then I get wrapped from the movie. So they're like, you can go home. I'm like, okay. And then he had to stay. So here's the coup de grace. Oh my God. He comes to me and he's like, hey, can you do me another favor? I'm like, what's up? It's like, can you?
I know where this is going. I can't
even say it.
I know where this is going.
Can you please take care of my kid?
No.
While I'm still working?
No.
And I'm like, yes, of course I will.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. And so I'm there with this kid that I don't know. It's just him and me. And I'm like taking care of him while the other dude's working, who's nothing to me. Nothing to me. And then I'm going, it just hit me at that point. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Vanessa, you're a grown-ass woman. You are over him. What are you doing? God. And so I told the kid, nice meeting you. You're adorable. It's not your fault, but I gotta go. So I got up. I told one of the ADs, one of the assistant directors, I'm like, listen, I gotta go. There's a kid in there. Go take care of him. And I left. And I have never seen that guy again.
I could never. Oh my God.
I'm laughing so I don't cry.
Laugh. Oh my God. You babysat his child.
Yes. From some other woman. When he ghosted me from our 1 year long situation.
That makes me feel better about my situation.
Hold on, I'm crying now.
Oh my God.
Why? Is your situationship better than mine?
I mean,
clearly any situationship is better than mine.
I mean, I
took care of a kid.
Yeah,
I mean, who wasn't mine? Okay, you go. I need to feel better about myself.
Okay, so my situationship happened first year of college.
Okay.
Like literally like first weekend. Freshman first weekend.
It's like you really took into you really took to heart the idea of experiment college.
Yeah. So me and this guy, beautiful. He was tall, super athletic.
American.
Okay. Soccer player.
Yes.
Tennis player. So
nice.
We clicked. Honestly, we did. Mm-hmm. We had such an amazing chemistry, both physically and emotionally.
Okay.
And I mean, he was just, the usual, afraid of commitment, emotionally unavailable. But we were in a situationship for about a year. And in that year, he would hook up with other people in front of me. Because whenever he felt he got too close and his feelings were growing stronger, he would do that to detach. When he realized that he was growing so fond of me, he would, in his mind, he's like, okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna hook up with someone else in front of her and detach. Mm-hmm. And obviously I never left. I would always forgive him.
I never detached.
And after the year, of being in that situationship, went by,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, this has to stop. And like we mentioned earlier, like the breakup of something that never had a label, never had, it was never clear. It
It doesn't
hurts
exist.
so much. It took me a year to get over him. A year.
Mm-hmm.
I would drink my feelings away. And the worst part, we had the same major, so we had all the classes together.
You saw him every
So I had to
day.
see him. And then when I finally was able to get over him, this is the nice ending
Oh,
of the story.
there's a nice ending to this.
Kind of.
Okay. Let me get my blanket ready for this. Okay. Yes.
We had
Tell me, Mama.
we had such an amazing friendship
Yeah.
that I was like, I mean, this is too good to just throw it all away just because a relationship didn't work. So we became friends. And
Aww.
we were super close friends, very good friends. And I went abroad to Italy and never really spoke after that. But then I came back. We said goodbye because he was going back to Ohio. Oh, well, now he knows who he is. But
it was supposed to be fake. Not fake, but like,
it's okay.
He's not from Ohio. He's from like Miami.
I doubt. Well, Miami's in the story later on. So
Shoot.
I doubt he's listening to the
He
podcast.
is now. Go tell him. Go tell him.
He's from Ohio, and he went back because he was a year older than me. And then years later, I was living in Miami, I was working there, and he was in town.
Mm-hmm.
And then we messaged each other, and he was like, "Let's hang out, let's like get together." And we went out with his friends, my friends.
Nice.
And then one of his friends and one of my friends were hooking up, and then we were just like,
Staring.
we have to kind of babysit them.
Yeah.
So we're just like talking and having a really nice heart-to-heart conversation. And he's like, "I should have dated you back then." And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
You're like, I thought we did.
I was like,
you were my boyfriend.
Wait, we didn't?
In my mind, you were my boyfriend.
I still consider him my ex because for me, he was so important and I loved him. I love him as a friend.
Yeah.
But I loved him so much that I consider him an ex. I don't think he does. I don't know. But yeah, he said I should have dated you.
Wow.
Back in college, and I was like, go fuck yourself.
That's so crazy.
You made me cry every single Friday night.
Oh my God. But hey, you touched on a really good point. Do we consider situationships our exes? You did?
I did, because I thought he was my boyfriend, but he wasn't.
There are these tarot readings on TikTok, and they always say, what is that person that you're missing, or your ex or whatever, thinking about it, thinking of you, and they, have you not seen this?
No.
What?
On TikTok?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, why is my feed all about tarot readings? I think this says more about me than you. That TikTok, right? Okay, so my tarot readings say, what is this guy who just ghosted you thinking about you? Mm-hmm. And it's always the same response. It's like automatic. It's like, he's afraid of commitment. Oh. He really likes you, but he's not ready. He's very insecure. He has a lot of things going on. He's working, he's studying. Like, it's always the same message. If you are gullible, you would be like, oh my God, I'm going to give him another chance. Let me call him. Mm-hmm. But no, like, what's happening here? These are situationships. When that person, if they really liked us, call us back,
I mean, now in my mid-20s.
Oh, nice. Older woman, wiser.
I firmly believe that what they say, that how men treat you is how they feel about you.
Yes, how they treat you. Yes. Their actions.
So if they treat you like shit, that's how they feel about you. If they don't give you, the respect that you deserve,
yes,
the reassurance that you deserve, the security you deserve, then that's just, they don't see you like something official. They don't see you as a girlfriend. They don't see you. It's hard, but it's true.
So, Maria, what you're saying is that the tarot readings on TikTok are wrong
Yes.
and that I shouldn't be looking into them
No.
and reading into them.
No. We should stop that.
We need to
Now.
change the algorithm of my TikTok. That's crazy. But I did talk, and this is why we need to talk to a guy. I did talk to somebody who said that men, when they're scared, they run away.
That's
And
also true.
so it also makes you wonder. But then again, you don't want to be with someone who runs away because he's scared. You want to be with someone who is empowered and ready for you.
That's also true. I feel like men, when they see a woman who's assertive, who's strong, who's confident, they do get a little scared or insecure. But I feel like you also need to see if, like, their personal growth. Because if they only run away and then you see a pattern in that person and they always like just run away from their relationships, from women, from dating, when it gets serious, then that's a problem. But if someone, if a guy actually demonstrates or shows you that, yes, he's scared, yes, he, like, his insecurities were brought up to light, but he's willing to work on them and be with that person, and then it's different.
Potential, though, once again.
No,
He would have to admit it.
If he shows it.
You're right. You're right. And I think that you have to be really clear, because I understand people that run away, but also you can't chase them.
No.
And you can't.
No, they have to willingly
be like, I want to change. But also, I don't know, like if one of my situationships would have come back and said, hey, you know what?
I should have dated you.
I should have dated you. Yeah, I should have dated you. Because I had other situationships where I never even met like this person's friends. Like, I don't know what kind of life they have. It's very isolated. It's very secretive. Bad Bunny says it best in Moscow Mule. It's like everything is underwater, right?
Yeah.
And Bad Bunny. And
Bad Bunny.
Yes. And so, and so it's that idea of, do you really want to be with someone, even if they come back later and say, I should have dated you, or say, hey, I'm sorry, perhaps we can like really go out instead of having whatever we had? Would you still think you would want to be there, though?
Depends.
You think?
Yeah, it really does depend.
I don't know if I would anymore. I think once I close that door,
I'm usually closed. Like that.
You are mostly like that.
I am like that.
I am like that now. I wasn't like that before, but now I think it's, there's so many wonderful people in this world. Why are you going to give a second chance to the guy who pushed you away and to the guy who said, I'm not ready? Now I'm ready. What makes him think that you're ready or that you're still around? I'm not an option, and I don't want to feel like I am. I think it has a lot to do with how I feel about myself. If I accept this person returning, then what does that say about me?
It's hard.
I'd be like, no, I deserve better. On that note, we are going to be talking to a guy, hopefully next episode, so that he can tell us what the hell.
Maybe he can like clear many.
Yes, I want to know this. I want to know ghosting. I want to know about orbiting. I want to know why you message girls when you have girlfriends and wives. I want to know like
kids.
I want to know like your story earlier. I want to know why you like girls' pictures when they're like in a bikini or naked when you have a partner. Because the person's going to see that. I need all these questions. I need answered. So we're going to be inviting another actor to talk to us about this and friend. Yes, and maybe we can solve a few of the mysteries.
And yes, I feel like having that perspective and that insight is going to be very, very helpful for us and our listeners. And who knows, maybe for him as well. Maybe no one has ever questioned him or made him think deeper into like all these things that happen in relationships and dating nowadays.
Yeah, because what I often hear is men are simple, and maybe they don't understand that an action for them may be just an action in
Yeah.
present time, but for a woman it's a complex decision, that this person made, that is going against everything that you believe in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and the
we
overthinking
overthink
and
it, but it's not because we generally overthink. It's just because we take into consideration all of the actions to make a decision on a person.
mhm,
Well, for them, is they just live the precedence. Like, I like it here,
mhm,
I'll stay. I
mhm,
don't want to be here, I leave.
mhm,
It's like,
mhm.
so maybe we can get a few of those questions answered. And if you have any questions that you would like us to discuss, feel free to message us via Spotify. You can also message us to our personal social media accounts. Your accounts are,
MF Bruson in both TikTok and Instagram.
and mine are just my name, Vanessa Tomasino, all together, one N, one S, for all my first name and last name. And I also want to take this moment real quick just to say thank you to the listeners who are opening up and telling us about their stories. We touched on sexual abuse last week, and it was a very sensitive subject to us. We take it lightly because we have lived with it for years, and so we can speak about it and we make fun of it, and it's a way of releasing that tension that we have lived with. But we understand the seriousness and the consequences of being a survivor of sexual abuse. And we want to thank our listeners for sharing their stories with us, and know that you're not alone. And we are
Yes.
here and we're listening to you, and we will always support you, and we will find ways of making the quality of our lives better after things like this happening to us.
Yes. Thank you for your vulnerability and your honesty. And we hear you and we're here for you.
Absolutely. So we will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for listening today. I hope your situationships get better. And if you're in one, maybe you want to reconsider and get out of
Yeah.
that mess.
Thank you and see you next time.
Bye.